Good morning from the village market in Nairobi, where we are in one of the most august shops that you can find in Nairobi. It's the Salvatore di Francesca suit shop, and it's a great pleasure to have Christopher here with me. Christopher, we met a few times, and I really was interested in what you're telling me. Can you just give us a brief description of what you do?
So I'm a bespoke fitter, and with the Salvatore di Francesca company, and we do a sort of an itinerant sartoria, as in we bring along with us the tradition of bespoke Italian sartorial garments, and we try to bring all over the world with us, in the 5 continents we operate, the tradition of the Sicilian and Italian.
It's a Sicilian tradition, is it?
It is. It is. There is many different schools of this, but like our particularity is that we use mostly a traditional Sicilian type of suiting. I've been as well like the fact that we are a few different elements within the company. We've developed as well a bit of a trend, a bit of a fashion twist to it.
Yes.
So we managed to bring something a little traditional, but a little modern as well. That all our clients that are from so many different cultures can be satisfied.
Christopher, for people who might not know, people who buy expensive suits off the rack, what is the difference between a bespoke offering and myself walking out and buying something from the shop off the shelf?
The difference is major in the fact that clients generally buy a suit off the peg, buy a garment which is made for like an ideal person. But every single of us, it's obviously ideal, but yes, is as well quite unique. And the bespoke per se comes from the word bespoken. It's a British invention. That is the first tradition of it, where people they speak with their tailor to what they want to achieve, and the tailor, for instance, will create a very unique, singular pattern for every client. So this is what we do. So the main difference is that we're going to create a garment which is fitting only you. The advantage of it that you're going to have something that's going to be out of the fact that it's going to be handmade and it's going to be using only traditional finishes as a full organic canvas, and all the garment is actually sewn by hand. Is that going to give you a long-lasting garment, and it's going to give you as well a garment that is suitable for your body peculiarities. The one great difference that people nowadays are finding difficult to understand is that like when you go out to buy, you're not buying something bad, because very often like big brands, they sell like very good fabrics and they have like excellent models and they really work, they're very serious, but the great difference is that it is longer what we do for the client, and people are not used anymore to wait for it, but the satisfaction and the fact that you're going to get something so you're just a little bit about yourself. I mean, how does one find a career as a bespoke fitter? Was there a tradition in the family? Did you come across it from a passion? How did you come into this? A bit of everything. A bit of my grandmother was a tailor. That's something I found it kind of fascinating. And when I was very young, I had the opportunity to be trained by Salvatore Francesca, which is one of the most incredible tailors alive. And this was like as well a call of passion, really. Yes. It was kind of the one thing, I don't know, was my obsession. I always thought that actually like suiting is something that can make people quite unique and quite extraordinary. That yes, the power of actually wearing a disguise every day, yes, of looking like,
So you make your customers extraordinary?
Absolutely, absolutely. Every single one of our customers has a different story to tell, and it's very nice for us to be able to help them to tell the story with what they wear. And every single one of them has such a different personality, yeah, that really has to be, translated into like garments, because the first thing you see of somebody when they walk into a room is what they wear.
And do you believe that someone wearing one of your suits makes it?
I believe so. I really believe that when you actually wear something, it's very well made, really fits you, that the fabric was chosen with care. Yes. Like, if you're somebody, you are extremely powerful, or like you have a very important role within your company, within society, within your country. Like you're really, like it's a, not only a necessity, but it's like an obligation you have to our people to present yourself in a certain way. So I really strongly believe it's our job to translate.
We met a few months ago, and since then you've been traveling. I think you've told me you've been to China and Nigeria. So it reminds me of like a sort of private banker. You know, in my world, that would be you would visit and see your customers, and you seem to be doing the same thing. Now tell me, the brand has now come to Africa. I think you're in Nigeria and you are in Kenya. How has the response been?
Very good. We're finding it like it's a very slow type of message for people. We're not really a brand per se. Like we are giving a traditional garment, so we don't expect to plastering places with billboards, and so it's really a word of mouth type of product. And we're really finding that Africa in general, it is a very new market for us, but it's a very interesting market where people are very knowledgeable. They are knowledgeable of quality. They have a lot of people. We've noticed they have a long-lasting relationship with British tailoring.
Yes.
But they are becoming very interested to what we offer, which is so very different, which is a lighter garment,
What is the difference between the traditional British bespoke suit and yours? I think that would be interesting for people.
Well, there's many differences, but I believe like the main difference is in the fitting.
Yes.
This is the main difference. There will be like there's many differences, like in the way we build the garment, the different finishes of the garment. But the very main differences is really like in the fit of the garment, I believe. The Italian garment, it's a more fitted garment. It's a closer to the body garment, which doesn't mean it has to be. It's not suitable for every figure, because from somebody a little rotund to somebody very, very slim is not a problem for us. We believe it's a garment which is a little more flattering, with no offense to the British tailors.
Christopher, you told me you're not a brand, but you're wearing a flower here, can you just tell us the story behind that flower?
So we decided that, we wanted something, a little like unique for our clients, and we are a little unique, so we wanted to bring like a little message, and we thought that the flower was a good sign for people to remember us by. That is something that we don't see much around, and we decided that the flower was a pretty interesting little. So they are totally handmade. They are totally handmade. They are knitted, and as well the story is very nice. They are totally handmade, which is like we are a bit passionate and a bit obsessed with things that are made the old way. And so we try to combine everything, to.
So is this the way a fellow suit wearer would recognize another?
I would believe so. We're going to try to see many, many flowers in the world.
And Christopher, tell me, you go to all parts of the world. You're meeting all these powerful people. How would you describe your job? When you're dealing with these individuals, you said to me, my job is to make them look extraordinary. Is it easy to make everyone? Because there's some very different shapes around the world.
Not at all. It's actually quite difficult because every country you go, it's a different expectation from what you're going to be offering. And certain people will, and the people who are dealing with the clients we have mostly, every client, it doesn't really matter what do they do, what is their social position, what is their profession. But every client is extremely demanding of what we're going to offer. And the same clients, they are so very powerful. They're not used anymore to this service neither. So they have become so acquainted to the off-the-peg service.
Yes, an immediate fulfillment.
You really have to, it's really an immediate fulfillment that people, they're not acquainted anymore to this type of the waiting for it, or the understanding of that, it's not a garment made like everybody else, like into a factory made, produced online. It's a garment which has been like a personal look from A to Z. And so it is interesting, and it's a beautiful experience because every single of these clients from so very different culture, this very different profession, bring them to be different people. It makes it a different challenge every day. It's a beautiful challenge though that we really are happy to.
And then if you look at the suits, I mean, somewhere like Africa, we have a different weather, in places like Nigeria, it's very, very humid. Are you able to sort of do suits for these different climates?
Yes, like we believe we do one of the best suits in the world. We believe, like anyway, like our garment, it's a very special garment. So we decided to use the best wool mill in the world out there.
Yes.
And for us, that answer was Loro Piana Fabrics.
Yes.
So we decided.
Tell us a little bit about the fabric then.
The Loro Piana Fabrics is one of the eldest wool mills present in Italy, and they've, within the years they became the leader, the worldwide leader of fabrics, even though there's many that are, you know, extremely known and extremely good. We have noticed for the fabric, for the way they create the fabrics, there's an obsession for perfection. And because we have a bit the same, we share a bit the same obsession, so we really see that you know, like it was a perfect match for us. And their offer is extremely big. They offer many exclusivities, such as, you know, a vicuña, or such as a record bale, or such as, you know, like very unique fabrics that they are for very unique clients. They have very unique requirements. So I found that, you know, it was the best option for us.
Yes.
That to, you know, collaborate or to choose their fabrics as our only and single purveyor of fabrics.
So Christopher, if one has made it in life, should one have you as his fitter? Is that a moment that somebody can savor and say, I've made it?
I hope so. I'm not like, I mean, I actually want to.
I believe so.
Like I believe so that we have like there's so many like very good. There's so many very good tailors out there. There really are. But we really offer all of us like a different approach to this.
Yes.
And I really believe, like, maybe because of my age and maybe because, like, you know, my background, which was very various,
yes,
that I'm pretty good.
I know you're pretty good.
I try my best.
And before we started the interview, you told me this is the tool of my trade.
Yes.
Yes. Is that the only tool you need for your fittings, or?
Not really. You need good eyes, and you need actually to have like good ears as well. You really need to listen to what people are saying, and you need to see, like, you really need to. You actually need a very good eye for actually to look at people's behavior.
Yes.
And how they are carrying themselves. Then
you are interpreting that.
Yeah, you know, you're a bit of you're a 5-minute psychologist. You really need to see like what is in people's mind in those 5-10 minutes. You have access to them to see what is going to be the best option for them.
And do you feel people, after they've received one of your suits, appreciate that work that you've put into it is very
mostly yes. You do have, like, you know, would be like the greatest, like I could say, that everybody is easy, but in the 99% of the time, people are extremely happy.
Yes.
And very often you build, like, with people when you make a suit, it's like a bit of a doctor-patient relation, that you really build a relation that starts.
Yes.
And every suit you make, it becomes better and better, because the more you know the client, the more you know, like, even small things such as his weight fluctuation, his habits, his personal habits, where does he actually, like, spend his private time, how does he work, what is his actual profession, and how conservative is his profession. So that really, you know, that gives you the tools to.
No, thank you.